Hey, hey, hey. Nina Nicole here from Nina Online Social Media Training and Coaching. And I am going live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So just give me one moment because I want to share this in my group as well so we can get started. Let's do some small talk. Did you hear or see that Facebook was down for 30 minutes today, around 1 p.m., a little before 1 p.m. Eastern, right? So it's very important. I always say you have to have your own platform in case things like this happen. So let's go and let me just share this in my group really quick and we will be ready to rock and roll. Let's see. And if you're not in my group yet, just come to Simply Social with Nina Nicole and join. Okay. All right, so that was shared. So let's go back and let's jump into the content. So today I want to be super quick, hopefully maybe 15, 20 minutes or less, fingers crossed. But today what I want to talk about is 3 myths that about posting content on social media, right? Because there's so much noise on social media now. Social media, everybody's like, oh, social media is free. Just post content. Just post what you want to post. And people will show up, right? But there's an art and a science to posting content on social media. So the first myth, right, is be professional, right? So it's like people are like, oh, don't curse, don't talk about politics, don't talk about religion, just be professional, just be clean cut, wear nice clothes, be polished, have a script. And that's just like so much work, right? Like be professional. Like what is professional nowadays? We're not marketing to like corporate, like big wigs and suits and stuff. We're connecting with, if you're a coach, a consultant, a service-based provider, a healer, a Reiki master, a weight health and wellness coach, or anything like that, especially if you're a woman entrepreneur, you're connecting with women. You're connecting, and most of your ideal clients, because I see it all the time, you guys want to connect with women. You want women to be your ideal clients. And when you're connecting with women, women want to be, they want to know that they can relate to you. They want to know that you're relatable. Like people connect with people that they know, like, and trust. And I say this all the time, and I know that it may sound cliche and things like that, but people want to feel like they have that connection with you. They resonate with you. They want to be, they want to feel like they're your friend or they know you, right? And then like, why be fake if you are just being professional? You're not speaking your mind. You're not talking about stuff. Like, here's the thing. Like, I don't really talk about politics on my page because I just don't feel like talking about politics. I'm not into politics. I'm not into like all that noise and stuff. I like positivity, joy and stuff. But when there's a time to talk about politics, there's a time to talk about politics or whatever. And I'm going to voice my opinion. Like the whole thing that was happening with the Supreme Court judge and Dr. Ford and things like that. I said something, I made a post and I was like, oh, how dare the president mock this victim of sexual violence? And I got so much backlash. People were like, oh, this and that, but I'm going to stand in my truth. And I'm not going to say, oh, I'm going to stop talking about what's important to me and what matters just because I pissed some people off. Who cares, right? Because I'm standing in my truth and that's what I feel and that's what I want to say and talk about on my page. And if it's my page and if you don't like it, leave, right? But I'm not going to pretend that I'm something that I'm not, right? So don't pretend that you're something that you're not in the fear of not getting clients, because you're going to get clients, right? If you're fake, and you're going to attract clients that you can't stand, that you don't like, that you don't want to show up for. So why not be yourself, right? Why not be yourself? And being yourself just basically means be yourself, be authentic, share vulnerable posts, you don't have to go crazy and be all vulnerable and tell like your whole life story and sob story and stuff like that. But people want to know, they want to connect with you. They want to feel like you've been through what they're going through and they want to see that you overcame it. And the best way to do that is just be authentic and sharing your message, sharing what you stand for, sharing like, your thoughts on certain topics, certain things. I know one lady, she talks about God all throughout her posts, right? So if you're not a God-loving person or whatever, you're not going to go and engage with her, or maybe you will because you want to find God. I don't know, but it works for her, right? But like, what are you so passionate about that you could talk about all day that you can connect it with business too, right? Or whatever. So it's like, Be professional. That's a myth. Be yourself. That's what you need to do, is be yourself, whether you stand for something, whether you start a movement, whatever it is, just be yourself and don't try to be something that you're not, right? And I see a lot of people, they're like, oh, I don't curse. I don't like when people curse. Oh my God, right? I'm not the kind of person, I curse, right? But I'm not like, oh my God, I'm just going to do a live and I'm going to curse all through my live. Sometimes it comes out, sometimes it doesn't. So if you're afraid of somebody dropping an F-bomb once in a while, then you're not my ideal client, because sometimes it comes out, especially if I'm frustrated with something or whatever. So you have to go find somebody who you resonate with or whatever, but also just be yourself, right? Throw the professional stuff out the window. You don't have to be all, of course, you want to come polished and stuff or whatever. You want to look presentable, but still you could be in your pajamas. I had my nightgown on earlier, but something was happening with it. So I changed it because I'm like, oh, I don't feel like getting dressed up. I just want to share this message with you. And I want to really tell you guys, just be yourself, right? Okay. Number 2, the myth, and it sounds kind of crazy, right? Because the myth I'm talking about, it's like offer value, right? And it's not really a myth, because yes, you have to offer value, but a lot of people take that as, oh, I have to give a tip on how to do this, or I have to give a training on how to do this. And don't get me wrong, there is a time and a place to train and offer. Hi, thank you for joining me. There is a time and a place for offering value and offering how-to tips and offering training, but especially if you're in the service-based coaching space, weight loss space, any coach where you're providing a transformational service, your ideal client is wanting to know the how-to, right? But what they want to know more than the how-to is basically, how can I put this? They want to overcome what's going on in their mind. They have to master their mind, right? And they want to know that it's possible for them, whatever it is, because most of the time they don't trust themselves. They don't believe in themselves. They feel that they're not good enough. They have imposter syndrome. They compare themselves to other people. So the how-to training content, you can teach that all day. The fact of the matter is that person is not going to take action with your how-to content because they're going through a lot of emotional turmoil in their head. So with your content, when you're offering value, that value can be in the form of inspirational content, showing them, hey, I know what you're going through because I've been through what you've been through, but I overcame it and I built my business to this, or I did this, or I lost the weight, or whatever you're serving or whatever you're selling, right? Or I got my credit score to 750, whatever the case may be, right? They're connecting with you on an emotional level where the how-to content and the thought leadership content and the training content that is important, but they're really going to hear you when you start tapping into their head and their psyche and say, hey, I know you're feeling frustrated. I know you're overwhelmed. I know you're depressed. I know that you're feeling this. I know you tried everything. I know you did that. You resonate, you're showing empathy and you're empathizing with them and you're showing them that you really know what they're going through because you've been there. So offering value goes beyond your training and your expertise and your industry news and stuff. Offering value goes into really connecting with that person on a deep and emotional level, understanding their pain, tapping into their desires, and showing them that you know what they're going through and that you know that they're going to overcome it, right? So that's more valuable than just a how-to training, because when you get that mindset and you help them have that mindset shift, they're going to be more likely to absorb your how-to content and your thought leadership content and your training content and stuff like that. But the first thing you have to do is really get into their head and start making them, I don't want to say making them, but start making them believe what is possible. And you can make them believe what is possible through your lifestyle content, to your inspirational content. Like I say this all the time. I used to live in Vegas, not Vegas. I used to live in Vegas too, but I used to live in Thailand, and I would get messages all day long in my Facebook, like, oh, how'd you live in Thailand? I can't get myself to live in Thailand. I don't believe it's possible for me. And I'm like, you know how I went to Thailand? I made a plan. I got a job. I saved money, put that money in my bank account, made a a plane ticket or booked a plane ticket and I flew there. That's how I got there. Like a lot of people thought that it was some mystical, magical thing that was able to bring me to Thailand, right? I always had a desire to travel. I didn't have of course I had fears of living in a different country without knowing the language and things like that. But at the same time, I was like, this is what I want. This is what I desire. I'm going to go and get it, right? And a lot of people hold back their desires because they're thinking about what will my family think? What will my significant other think? What will my spouse think? And a lot of people are not, they're afraid to give up the good to get to the great because they think that it's good and good enough, but they're so afraid to give up the good to get to the great, right? Or whatever. So when you're offering value, think in terms of what your ideal client is going through right now, that's going through their psyche, that's going through their mind, what keeps them up at night, right? Because I'm pretty sure they're not saying, oh, how do I do this? How do I learn how to post something on Facebook? Maybe they are, but the end result is they want to learn how to post something on Facebook so they can get a client, right? They want to learn how to do something that leads to a result that will get them out of their pain. So when you're thinking about value, think about value in terms of what's going on in their mind, right? So that's why you have to create content that really speaks to their core, okay? So to recap, the myth is be professional. Don't be professional, be yourself. Number 2 is the myth is offer value. That's kind of like, yeah, you have to offer value, but not the value that you think you have to offer, right? Because it's you don't have to offer how-to content. You don't have to offer training. You don't have to offer thought leadership. Well, you do in a way, but the value that you offer is really getting into the psyche of your ideal clients, what's going on, what's keeping them up at night, what's they're emotionally feeling, what's making them cry, what's making them angry, what's making them frustrated. That's what's important. Number 3, the biggest myth of all is don't sell on social media, right? Here's the thing. When social media was taking the nation by storm 10 years ago, maybe even before that or whatever, a lot of people were saying 90% value, 10% promotion, 90% value, 10% promotion, right? So the times have changed. You still want to offer a lot of value because you don't want to just sell all day. And to be honest, people like to buy, but they don't like to be sold, right? So don't sell on social media. That's a myth because social media, that's the way it's leveled the playing field. Billions of users on Facebook, billions of users on Instagram, maybe billions of users. I don't know the stat on YouTube, but I know there's millions, if not billions, right? Or whatever. So it's leveled the playing field, right? You want to offer value, build your community, but also you want to sell on social media because how can people know what you have to offer if you don't tell them what you have to offer and you don't ask for the sale? And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to sound salesy. I don't want to sound pushy. I don't want to sound like a car salesman or anything like that, but tell you the truth. If you are a service-based professional who needs to transform people's lives, you need to really sell on social media. And there's a way to do it, right? There's a way to do it where you're not sounding salesy, pushy, or salesy. And there's copywriting 101. And it's just basically getting inside of your ideal clients, using the words that they're using to describe their pain and throwing it back at them, showing them what you've been through and that you've been through the same thing and how you overcame it, and inviting them to go further with you and explore more with you, right? And sometimes we get so scared of like posting a link or saying something like buy my stuff or come to me now or whatever the case may be. You get so scared because you don't want to sound pushy or salesy. But here's the thing. People need your services. People need you, right? People want to buy. They want to buy, but if you don't ask them, because they have some fears going in their head, is this going to work for me? I don't think money is really the objection. Is this going to work for me? It worked for her, but is it going to work for me? Can I really do this? I don't believe in myself. I'm good enough. They're going to put all of this stuff in their head and reasons why they don't want to buy. But if you're not asking for the sale and if you're not tapping into what they're going through right now and what they desire, you're not going to get the clients you want on social media because you cannot be afraid to ask for the sale. People are on social media every day. They're lurking. They're looking for the perfect coach for them. They're looking for people, like, for example, like when I was looking for my coach, I wasn't even looking for my coach. I was like, I know I need a coach, right? And this coach, my coach now, I had affinity with her because I went to a lot of different events for her and things like that. And I invested in her online programs and things like that. Right. And I just knew that I needed a coach, and I'm just like, okay. And I had a book from the last event and I would look at it every day and I'm like, I need to call her. But I was like, oh no, because no, I'm just not going to call her because fill in the blank, whatever reason. Right. Like, I don't know, I've tried coaches before, they didn't work. Right now, I'm focusing on saving money. You know, I'm focusing on a lot of stuff. Like, no. But here's the thing. Like, I knew that I needed a coach. My coach, before I invested with her, she kept following up with me. She kept following up with me very casually and things like that, right? And saying, hey, I have a mastermind. Do you want to join it? Hey, and at the time, when she first followed up with me, I wasn't able to join it because I was moving and I was just so busy, and I just moved in with my guy and things like that. So I wasn't able to do it. So she asked again in like February, I think. In February of this year, I signed up, right? Or whatever, but she asked for the sale. If she never asked for the sale, I probably wouldn't have had, unless I was in real pain. Yeah. But if she didn't ask for the sale and nudge and keep me top of mind, or keep her top of mind for me, I probably would have been like, okay, whatever. And I would just kept thinking about it. So sometimes you have to guide your client or your ideal client to take the next step, because you have to help them overcome their fears of why they don't want to invest in you and things like that. But here's the thing. When you're on social media, you want to be selling, but selling in a way that's not sleazy, slimy, or salesy. And there's a way to do that when you write your post using proven copywriting techniques, right? So I'm going to go over the 3 myths again, right? So the 3 myths is 1, be professional. That's a myth. 2, offer value. That's kind of a myth. 3, don't sell on social media. First, be professional. No, be yourself. 2, offer value. Yes, but it doesn't have to be how-to and thought leadership content and all that content. It has to be content that really resonates with your ideal client, showing them what's possible, showing them that they can believe in themselves, motivating them, encouraging them, inspiring them, believing in them, showing them what's possible. And you could show them what's possible through a lot of different ways, your lifestyle content, your inspirational content. And 3, don't sell on social media. Yes, sell on social media. People don't like to buy. People don't like to be sold, but they like to buy, right? And if you don't ask for the sale, you won't get the sale, right? So, but you have to sell in a way that's not slimy, sleazy, or salesy. And there's a way that you could do that with proven copywriting techniques, right? So that's what I wanted to share with you today. So I'm actually hosting a brand new masterclass on November 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. That's a Monday night, right? So I'm going to put the link below here if you're watching on YouTube, and I'm going to put the link above if you're watching on Facebook. Okay, so please, I would like to invite you to join me in that brand new masterclass. It's free, and we're going to dive deeper into the different types of content that you need on your social media channels, because the different type of content, you need there's 5 different types of content that I feel that you need to really connect with your audience that turns into getting your ideal clients. But you're also going to learn how to automate this content, because who wants to be on social media all day, right? You're going to have to learn how to repurpose this content so you're not being on social media and you're not saying the same thing over and over and over again. Well, you are saying the same thing over again, but you have different followers on YouTube, you have different followers on Instagram, you have different followers on Facebook. So you want to blast your good content and promote it in different places. That's called repurposing. Like this Facebook Live and this YouTube Live, I'm going to take it and turn it into a blog post and an email newsletter, and I'm going to turn it into stories for Instagram stories, right? We're going to learn how to do that. We're going to learn how to, the most important thing is to learn what your clients really want from you. And that goes into market research, how to create market research, or how to ask your market questions so you can create content that they really resonate with and that they want to hear and that they want to learn from. So it's going to be a mixture of, yes, doing the thought leadership content, but it's also going to be a mixture of your lifestyle content and inspirational content. And it's going to be on November 19th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. So do me a favor, click on the link above if you're watching on Facebook, and click on the link below if you're watching on YouTube, and sign up for this free masterclass. You do not want to miss this. The one type of content alone will get you the ideal clients you need if you do it the right way. And I'm going to teach you the right way for free. How do you like that? So if you want to know more about me and why I'm qualified to teach, do me a favor. I'll tell you really quick that I've been writing content for a lot of different diverse industries for the last 10 years. I'm an AWAI trained copywriter. So click on the link below or click on the link above, join the class. I'll go a little bit more into my story and why I'm qualified to teach you. But this is more about you and creating that great content that's going to get you those clients. So what are you going to do today? Which one of those myths are you going to forget about and start doing on your social media so you can get more clients? Until next time, Nina Nicole signing out. Have a great day. Bye.